little teaching cam here. Here we go.
Sometimes I feel the fear of uncertainty stinging clear. And I can't help but ask myself how much I'll let the fear take the wheel and steer.
I'm gonna show you an easier way too. But this is what he's actually playing. He comes back, beginning.
Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna show you how to play like an easy way, and first I'm gonna show you the real way that he does it, and then I'm also gonna do a ukulele video so you get all three. All right. So Cass, if you want to do it, tell you what, I'll show you easy first. So easy peasy. We're gonna go E minor 7. You're gonna make like an regular E minor chord. You know E minor. You go in first finger, second fret of the A, second finger, second fret of the D, and then you're gonna add your pinky on the third fret of the B. That's E minor 7. Now to get to B minor 7, just keep your first, keep your pinky, but drop your second finger one string to the second fret of the G, and don't hit the low or the high E string. So just, not this one, just the 4 middle ones. Isn't that pretty? That's B minor 7. Third chord is C major 7. It's like a C chord without your first finger. So third finger, third fret of the A, second finger, second fret of the D, and then the rest are open. You're skipping the low fat E string. So I can get both angles there. So, okay, last chord, leave your second finger where it is, put your third right under it. That's called A-sus2, A suspended second. Okay, and that's your four chords. Sometimes he'll do, oh, and then in the breakdown, it'll just do the last two, C major 7, and then A-sus2 like that. And he'll like sometimes take that finger on and off. You could also use that chord even for the last chord of the first part, but either way. Okay, so I'm gonna just jam with the guys a little bit at that kind of a groove. Let's see if I can get it to keep playing.
Tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. So if I decide to wait
Right?
a chance to
E minor
be
7,
one of
B minor 7, C major 7, A-sus2.
Choose water on the wine and hold my own and dry.
Now we're gonna go C major 7, A-sus2, C major 7 again, A-sus2. Back to the beginning, right? Okay, cool. Now if you want to do it the way he's really doing it, it's a little harder, a little more advanced, but let's try it just for fun. We'll go on the record here. So E minor 7, you're gonna do a bar chord. Your first finger is gonna bar the 5 thin strings, the 5 high strings, at the 7th fret. You probably, in a band, you wouldn't really play the low E string, but if you're all by yourself, you can just play it open if you want, because it is an E chord. It's E minor 7. And then your third finger, 2 frets higher, 9th fret of the D, and your second finger on the 8th fret of the B, and you're barring all the strings with that first finger, except the low E string. Okay, that's E minor 7. Now, you're gonna go... let's see, that is a B minor 6 chord. Wow, B minor 6. And that is B, 7th fret of the low E string. You're killing the A string. You're going to play the D string, the 4th string at the 5th fret with your first finger. And then the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the G and pinky on the 7th fret of the B. And you're killing also the high E. So the 5th and the high E, the first string, get killed. Okay, you're muted. Muted, that's a nicer word. All right, and then C major 7. And the bar chord of that, it's like you're going to bar the 5 high strings with your first finger. This time you definitely are muting the low E string. You don't want to play it. 3rd finger, 5th fret of the D, middle finger, 4th fret of the G, pinky, 5th fret of the B. Okay? And that's your C major 7. Last chord, he does it like this. And it's just, I guess, A7sus. Wait, let me think. Yeah, sus2. Because you got the, that's pretty cool. A, G, another G, and then a B in there, and an E. Yeah, A7sus2. And so it's just 2nd finger, 5th fret of the low E. You're killing the A, although it doesn't really matter if you hit it. 5th fret of the D. And then you can either kill the G string, I think he is, but if you hit it, it's cool. It's just another duplicate. Then open B and open E if you want. Okay. And you could, when you do your easy version, if you want to just do it with one finger, it's really, that might even be a closer approximation. Just for the open easy version, just one finger, 2nd fret of the D for that last chord, okay? But the way he's really doing it, it's cool. It's cool. So now you've got this whole thing. And we got to get the rhythm of that. Oh, by the way, before I forget, so during the B section, he actually does go this C major 7. And then he does do the A sus2, and sometimes you take that finger off as like a little leg. You can play with that. C major 7, A sus2. And then it goes back, and it'll take some practice. I just learned it a second ago, and I could use the practice. Cool. All right, and now let's work on the strum. And Cass, you sent me a video of you playing this. I don't remember what chords you were playing, if it was those or different. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is, and this is probably helpful for anyone, when you were strumming it, you were kind of doing what like everybody does when they start learning guitar. And you were kind of going to do like the open chord version, because that's kind of how you were playing it. You're kind of like this. You're like, hold on one sec. Hold on. One sec. Okay. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm totally exaggerating, giving you a hard time. But if you're like, why doesn't this sound right? It's like, that's why. So, what are you going to do about it? This is really tricky, but it's really normal. It's kind of a fast progression, and you got to keep the beat. You know how they got like that DJ in the band who's like, he's got the crazy dreads or whatever, and he's like scratching records. You need an approximation of that. So what I would recommend, if you have an Android phone, get the app called Loops, L-O-O-P-Z. It'll give you beats free. It'll give you beats. I don't work for them. I'm just saying it'll be useful. It's kind of like a glorified metronome, and it's a real simple app. I actually really like that app because it's so simple. If you have an iPhone, get GarageBand, and that is a little more fancy. It might take a minute to learn how to use it, but if you can get in there and find a beat, change the tempo, I can show you how to do that in another lesson or another video. I don't remember what kind of phone you have, but either way, you can. GarageBand's even better, but it's a tiny bit harder to use, but not. Don't be afraid of it. And you can even tap the tempo in GarageBand. If you're not sure what your tempo should be, and you have an Android, download any number. There's a million free tap tempo metronome apps, and you just find a free one that people like that has decent ratings, and you'll listen to the song, and you'll be like tap, ba-na-na-na-na-na, and you're like tap, 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 tap. That's all, right? And you tap on your phone, and every time you tap it, your phone's going to kind of change its mind. It's going to be like 84, 89, 86, 82, 91, whatever. But it'll average out to pretty close to what the tempo of the song is. And so then you just go with that, and you could just use that metronome right there, or you could go back to your app that has the cooler beats, whatever you want to do. Put that beat on it, and if it's too fast for you, which it probably is right now, slow it down. So if it turns out you're at like 85, maybe slow it down to, I don't know, 70 or whatever you can handle. Get a beat going, and let's see, I think I'm going to try to mute the band for a second, and let's see if I can. Maybe I'll move them. Let's see if I can kind of do a little beat for you. So we're at about, 84.96 beats per minute. How do you like that? And I'm going to just press play on a beat. It might be a little loud, so I apologize. Let's see. That's pretty good. You feel that? And so you'll be like... down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Cool. Now, let me walk you through that. So, what's going to happen is we got to back up. You need to get a 16th note strumming pattern going, ideally. Actually, let me back up one more stage before we do the strum. Just thinking out loud. Why don't you try to hit each chord once? So for instance, you'll just be like, right? And you can do that with the band. Just, excuse me. Okay. Try to just do that and hit each chord once along with the band. That would be a great practice thing for you to do. Because then once you got that, you've got your left hand going, okay, I'm cool, I can do this, you know, and you can just hitting the main hit on each one. Now, once you got that, you may have to slow the beat down, but this is what I was about to say. You're gonna get your right hand going, chicka, 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 chicka. It's literally down, up, 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 down, up. There's a little emphasis on the 2 and the 4, okay? The 2 and the 4. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a down, up, 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 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. That's going to give you kind of your groove. Down, up, 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 okay? And that emphasis gives you a little more of the feel like there's a snare drum. That's the backbeat. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. That's the snare drum. Okay, cool. So now, if your hand flows in that motion, that down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, you almost can't go wrong. So even if you don't do exactly what I'm saying, it's fine. You could do an extra note, or like an extra hit. You could miss some by accident. As long as you're, I call it flowing. As long as you're flowing 16th notes, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, it's going to sound great. And Cass, by the way, for you, this is like you're just kind of getting started. This is really challenging. It's hard. But I like this for you also because you like the song, obviously, and it's challenging, and that's good. It's going to push you. So don't get frustrated. Just realize you just stepped into a way higher level. You know, you just went from grade school to high school or whatever you want to call it. College, I don't know, and just flow with it. Don't judge yourself too harshly. Just take your time. It's all good, and I'm giving it to you straight, like how they're really doing it. So, although they, like I said, bar chords, but you know what I mean. This is the groove. So let's slow it down. We're at about 85. I said 84.96. Let's go to 68. Okay, it's gonna be slow. Super slow. So first thing, chicka, 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 chicka. Here we go. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. Up, down, down, one more. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, feel right at the end I sped up just a hair? Did you feel that? So I got to catch myself there. Cool. So that's what you want to do, and you want to take it. You may have to go slower. That's totally fine. And inch it up. Like if you're going to go to the gym and lift weights, and you're going to go a little more weight, and a little more weight, and a little more weight. That's what you're doing. You're just going to, you know, a little bit at a time. No hurry. Even if you just went down, up, down, up, down, up, down, that's cool too. You can do that. Just experiment. But that's the groove. Okay, you're going to work with that. Awesome. I think that's a pretty good challenge for you right now. If you can get that, you win. And like I said, like just for fun, let me put the track back. We'll extend this video out a little bit. Okay. So let's hit play again. And what I want to do, there we go. Say we're here.
And I can't help but
Oh, it slowed down. Let's see if I can get it back to 84.96. I slowed it down. All right. It sounds slow anyway.
And I
There we
can't
go.
help but ask myself how much I'll let the fear take the wheel and steer.
And that's,
Driven me before.
feel that early switch? Right here. It's all in the upbeat. Right there. Come back. I want you to go Em7 Bm6. Here we go. Just hit it once. Just do that for a while. And then as you get a little bit more confident, you can add, okay, you get the idea. All right, cool. So I hope that's helpful for you. Definitely, you know, grabbed a chunk there. That was, it took me a second to figure out the chords. It's a little bit more complicated. Beautiful tune. And I will now make a ukulele video for kind of a nice simple version of this so you guys can rock this together. I will see you soon. I hope you guys are staying healthy in this crazy time. Talk to you soon. And we'll stop the stream.